Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It is time for Friday night in the Homestead, and tonight's topic is making fire, and it's more than what you think it's going to be. How's everybody doing out there? Well, let me get over here to the comments and make sure I said hi. Oh, more people coming in, so let me get over there and say hi to everybody. So first one in was Shady Hill Homestead, or listed here as Shady Hill 60, and they became a channel member for the camper level. Mark came in, Chef Tech. CB at Hugo Homestead came in. Phelan Clan Wolf is here. And CR, Creative Redundancies in the house. Aiden is here. Everybody's talking back and forth here. Little Lone Prepper's in the house. Diana 2's here. And we're caught up here with the numbers here. And whoa, we must have had a bunch of trolls standing by because the number up there just dropped by 5. So, yeah, everybody's here. Oh, just dropped another one. Oh, well. So, or the thing's way off one way or another. So tonight, I want to talk about making fire, and I'm not talking about the prepper version of, trying to rub sticks together and making fire that way. So we're talking about stuff on the homestead here that, why would we be making fire for different chores or reason, something more than a chore, a little job to do that needs to get done. Anna froze there for a second. So let's pop over here and bring this up and get going in there. Of course, you can't tell that's a little forge. Let's get in here. And forging is where we're going to start out with. Especially on older farms and stuff, a lot of them had a forge to repair stuff because they couldn't just run down to Tractor Supply or where, we got the sofa survivalists coming in. And so, they had to make their own. So they usually had some sort of small forge, especially if they had horses, because they needed to shape the shoes. They could get blank shoes, but they weren't shaped right to match the horse's feet. Every horse has a different shaped foot. Every person has a different size foot, different width, different combinations. So they need to have forges to be able to fix things. And it's got a lot of stuff to cover on it here. Forging is really cool. My dad had a forge. He was a farrier as well as riding in the rodeo. And growing up, we used to help him, shape the shoes a little bit when he's doing horseshoeing and other things. And of course, hey, it's not just for guys. This is Nicole. I can't pronounce her last name, Cohen or whatever. She's up in Canada. She's written books on axes and splitting wood and stuff. She has both a YouTube channel and a Facebook account there, and posts videos all the time. Both a YouTube channel and I hear an echo.
That was me for a second. I turned my phone on so I could text Uncle Richard his link.
Okay, and yeah. Yeah, she even made a sword to split wood with. So, cool. Yeah. But here's the other thing: old farms had wooden wagon wheels with
metal rims.
Metal rims. Hey, blacksmith was the one that made those or repaired those.
Yep, and the wood spoked wheels were done by the other guy. And you gave him the ring, and he sized it out and heated the ring up, put it over the wood, shrank down, pulled the spokes tight, and cooled it off with water really quick, so it didn't burn your hub.
There are some really cool videos.
Oh yeah,
guys doing that stuff, and the coolest ones, believe it or not, are coming from across the pond over there in Southern Europe.
Yep.
There is one from in Italy where they put it, show them hand shaving the spokes and everything.
Dude, why do you think they call it a spoke shave?
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. That's what it still is called, and we use it for other things, but we're not. I haven't made a spoke for a wooden wagon wheel ever, but I have a spoke shave.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's not just the rims. If you look on the one on the right there, see around the hub there, they got steel bands on the hubs to hold the hub together.
Yeah, because it had the bearing races or whatever inside there, a lot of grease, and yep.
So, and then there's other things. Now, modern times, hey, the blacksmith ain't, doesn't do much, but if you got a welder, you do a lot of quick repairs with a welder. And I tell you, that little bright light there is very, very hot fire.
Yeah. I thought we were talking about making fire, not how to build shit of stuff.
Well, we're making fire and building stuff.
Okay.
That's what it's about, making fire to build stuff, fix stuff, and do other things too. And there's a lot. Modern equipment seems to break a lot more than the old stuff did. Probably because the old stuff had a lot of wood on it, so it could flex without cracking and breaking. There's Uncle Richard.
Hey, Uncle Richard. He was expecting me to call him back. I'm like, nah, I got to get on Gil's feet. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And besides arc welders, there is the settling torch, welding and cutting and doing stuff. And yes, I'm putting pictures of the ladies in here to say, hey, guys, the ladies can do it. And here, she's teaching her daughter how to do it.
Cutting holes.
Cutting holes, learning to use the torch. Yeah, my youngest son was one of the first Boy Scouts to earn the welding merit badge when it came out.
We didn't have a welding merit badge when I was in Boy Scouts. Nope. If we did,
me neither.
We had a weld.
Yeah, but yeah, there
was woodworking. You had to make a birdhouse or something. I did that.
Yeah. So let's go to the next one here. So yeah, what I'm doing is giving hats off to all the women out there who are doing jobs that men said they couldn't do. Then of course there's fire for plumbing. If you get a leaky pipe or something, or you need to add a T to put extend the water a different direction, soldering is making fire. I mean, it's one of the things to do.
Yeah, these days, if you can afford to buy the copper.
Yeah.
PEX,
hang up.
I got PEX. My whole new house is going to be copper. I don't care.
Yeah. Different ways I get an idea. Put them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And CR responds with experience gained. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I forgot about that. CR, I forgot about this. Well, it is used for gas forges for making knives, and the one I see on Forged in Fire TV series. But yeah, bricks and stuff, and firing bricks to make a fireplace for. You don't just put the raw clay in there and hope. You got to fire the bricks first before you can build the fireplace and chimney.
Well, you can make it out of raw clay. You just have to slowly heat it over a long period of time to harden it.
Yeah.
That's its own science.
Yeah. Ooh, that reminds me. I got to add that to the list of skills for Shadow Scout Swede tomorrow.
What's that?
Firing clay. That's another skill. All right. This is my favorite one on the left there.
Yes, mine too.
I got 3 of them. I got two up here, one still down in California. the one in California, I have probably killed over 1,000 black widow spiders with it.
Oh, geez.
Hey, them suckers can jump, 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah.
You pop them with that, all of a sudden their legs don't work.
I keep one in my my freeze dryer kit because when I pre-freeze stuff in these metal pans, I just lay it upside down and fire the torch up quick and just run it around the perimeter a couple times really fast just to warm the metal so I can knock out my frozen block of food and throw it in the freeze dryer.
Yep.
Don't use that. Everybody sees stuff. I'll go cooking for a second. Everybody sees the, he's making creme brulee in the restaurant and he pulls out this little torch and he's browning the sugar. Yeah, that's butane. Don't do that with a propane or a MAP gas. You will get sick.
Yeah. And Howie's in the house.
What's up, Howie?
Yeah. And so you can get it where it's straight on it. Like I said, mine all have it where it screws right onto the cylinder. You can actually get a hose on it. My dad had one. He used to use that for quite a bit, but he had to make a little stand to keep the propane or MAP gas from falling over, dragging around. So, but yeah.
Yeah, they had one back in the day. It was a Burns-O-Matic. It was a single, I think it was acetylene and something else mixed together. And it used, instead of mixing oxygen with acetylene for a regular torch, it was able to use just the oxygen from the air in the nozzle. And that's all he ever used for soldering pipes and that. Occasionally a propane torch, mostly the Burns-O-Matic.
Yeah. My dad had an acetylene one with it was about, I would say probably about 8 inches round and about 18 inches tall acetylene tank. And he used to use that when he out shoeing horses sometimes, because he had a small portable forge, but sometimes it just it was quicker just to heat something, just tap it around a little bit and then set it to the horse's hoof. Then in your garden, I wish Courtney was here because Courtney has some funny stories about hers. But yeah,
I got one. I bought one. It's great.
Yeah, I the first ones I got were from Harbor Freight. Unfortunately, those have a short hose.
No, mine's got a reasonable hose on it, I think.
Yeah, and a short handle. I mean, your handle's 18 inches long, maybe. That's you can't hold it away from you far enough for the heat it puts out.
Yeah, you have to bend down to burn stuff.
Now have what is it? A 500,000 BTU torch that on a 5-foot rod with a 10-foot hose on it. But yeah, that comes in handy getting rid of around here. I used it a lot to get rid of the sandburrs and the goat heads. You can also use it for starting your burn piles. And around here in Idaho, I mean, come springtime, I'll see every day of the week, I'll see 7 or 8 different burn piles going off in the city here.
Yep.
And then if I drive to Idaho Falls, I'll see 20 or 30 along the way as well. Everything from trees that have branches that come down during the wintertime off the cottonwood trees, to burning the weeds out of the irrigation ditch, get it nice and clean for the season, to sometimes they just burn the whole friggin' field. And soon as they get it started one end, they'll take the bottom plow, go across the one end as the fire's burning around, then they'll go around, make a pass ahead of it, and they'll just follow behind it and just keep shrinking it down so it doesn't keep generating a lot of heat. And they put all that carbon and any unburned parts of the old crops and stuff into the ground. And then they come around with the disc and level it out. Oliver Douglas is in the house. Woohoo! And so burn piles, I still have a lot of wood besides my firewood that out here that I'm going to be burning. So I get biochar. And Howie loves biochar.
I'm deciding what to do with the 900 10-foot pine trees that I got piled up in a wall on the whole bottom end of my field, because it's now technically, it could be a fire hazard. Not that there's any fires down there, but there's stumps and all. They're in there. So we're thinking about either picking them up one by one, cutting the stump off with a chainsaw and renting a wood, getting it all ready to go and renting a wood chipper for a few days and turn it to chips, or calling my county fire department and say, hey, what's involved with an ag burn? What do I need?
Hey, and say, hey, I got all this stuff to burn. You guys want to practice?
No. I'm not bringing them all the way. There's no.
Okay. That's what they do around here. Some of the farmers, when they get a big pile of trees, where trees come down and they got where it's tore the stump up and everything else, they'll cut all the firewood they want and pile everything else up, and all the thin branches and stuff, pile all up with the stumps and everything, call the fire department. All right, got to practice burn here for you guys to control. And they'll get it going, and they'll put it down where it's almost out, and then they'll use a pump spray and spray a little diesel on it, get it going again. And once it's going, then they'll practice taking it down again.
That takes too long. I just want to burn this stuff, get some char out of it, spread it all over my field.
The wood chipper, you got to be careful though. Once it's dry, it's really hard on a wood chipper. You need to, wood chippers are made for green wood mainly.
That's why I'm not buying one. I'm renting one.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest diameter is probably 8 inches, 7 inches. It's pine, but they're so short. They're like 8 inches at the bottom, 8 feet up. It's a point.
Yeah.
So
get one of those big toe ones.
Oh yeah, and I'll rent a big one, have them drop it off, and leave it there I'll take a week off and just sit there and feed the wood chipper.
Yeah. And let's see. No, that's one of those kerosene or / diesel
fire
starting.
Yep.
You can see the fire they got going in the back. She works for the Forestry Service. And there's a farmer doing their field. You can see their quad over there. Got to get to it and get it out of the way. But one of the channels I've been following for since 2019. Arms Family Homestead. Every year or so, they go out there and they have a video of them doing another burn. And of course, their boys are getting older and older, and their daughters are getting older, and now they're up there, in their late teens out there helping doing stuff too. But it's gotta get. There's Mother Nature uses fire to revitalize the soil.
Mm-hmm.
And if they just plowed it, they're not revitalizing the soil the way they should be. That's why a lot of the farmers around here are going back to burning the fields and turning it under then to get the nutrients back and the char down into it for it. Angel's Homestead, hey. Exactly. Now, something that came up with someone that was commenting on one of my videos just before, about 10 minutes before I started the countdown. I was, answering questions for them on the video about emergency alternative fuels for emergencies for lamp oils, and they asked about, well, what about those top hat heaters? Someone asked about the top hat heaters. Can you put gasoline in those? No, you cannot. Those are diesel only, diesel or kerosene.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you don't want to say, oh well, diesel, kerosene, it's the same. Just throw some gas in there. No, you'll blow shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's why if you accidentally put gasoline in a diesel gas tank, gasoline in a diesel fuel tank, don't start the engine. You will blow the heads off of it. Period.
Yeah. Or something like let me count back. This was back in the late
70s.
No, 80s, when Chevy was putting diesels in their pickups and in their Blazers.
Is that when they took the 350 Chevy or whatever and they modified it to run on diesel and it didn't work worth a damn? Yeah, that.
No. Right after that, there's the other one they did. But the one of the owners of the company, Mountain Cascade, he got a brand new diesel one because it had all the and so he pulled it and he was, I'm getting low. I don't want to have to stop at the yard to fill up. I'll just fill up the gas station. Put the gas in.
Oops.
Clunk, 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 and stopped. He goes, oh crap. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's a loud clunk. That is a friggin' loud clunk.
Yes. Diesel is a much slower explosion under pressure than gasoline.
No. Alcohol burns faster than gasoline.
I didn't say alcohol. I said diesel.
No. She's asking a question about alcohol / moonshine.
No.
No.
The only thing you might be able to get away with, and I say might with a whole lot of finger air quotes. You can see the fat guy holding up his hands doing air quotes. Is filtered out either oils like cooking oil. There's guys at the shop where Richard works that they were saving. They had a couple 55-gallon drums every time somebody did a oil change on a transmission oil change. They ran through like 2 or 3 filters, filled up the barrel, but they had dual tank diesels.
Yeah.
So the back tank was full of filtered transmission fluid. The front tank was full of diesel. Started on the diesel, get it warmed up, switch the tanks.
Yeah.
Ran quiet, smooth, clean, got better economy, but it was hard to start it on oil.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's one of the
only
things
thing you can do with that.
That's one of the things with the old Detroit motors with the turbo on it. It would get a oil leak in the turbo and start sucking oil into the engine. Run away. Yeah, but alcohol, even in a gasoline engine, you got to adjust the timing.
You got to adjust a lot of things. Alcohol actually, after it burns, alcohol funny cars and that, if you watch some of those racers, at the end of the track, their engine block has frost coming off of it.
Yeah.
They fill the engine coolant up passages with special concrete, start it up to warm it up. Once they get to a certain temperature, when they nail it and run that much alcohol through, it evaporates at such a fast rate, it freezes the motor.
Yeah.
So the alcohol and the gasoline they put in our cars, which I'm totally against because it actually lowers your fuel economy. That's a story for another video. But that's different alcohol.
Yeah.
That's methyl.
Yeah. So there are a lot of different ways. If you got a barn with animals in it, there's a lot of different types of propane heaters, diesel heaters. I borrowed this photo from Josh at Stony Ridge Farmer. Cool guy. Another channel I've been watching since 2019.
That's a big diesel heater. Holy crap.
His shop is huge, like 10 bays, and you can pull a semi into each bay. It's huge.
How many heaters? 1?
2.
2 of those.
2 of those. Doesn't run them all the time. Sometimes he'll turn them both on a winter morning, turn them both on for a little bit, then turn the one off and let the other one, and then just let the fan just kind of circulate the air to keep it from getting cold on him. Yeah,
you just have to use that in a well-ventilated area.
Oh yeah, his barn is and he has vents on it to open and close and stuff. But yeah, right. He's actually thinking about selling it. If I had the money, I would go back there to back east, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, masonry radiant heater. What?
Oh, the if that's the one I'm thinking about, that's the one where they like a rocket stove type thing where you set the fire in it and it travels along like the Romans used to do. Puts all the benches up and then goes up and out. I heard that.
No, transformers do not have diesel in them. They have a petroleum type product, but it's not diesel.
Yeah.
So if crap hits the fan, don't go cutting a transformer down and trying to get the oil out of it to burn it in your truck. It won't work.
Yeah. The older ones, what is that called?
Creosote?
No, not PCP. That's the drug, but it's something. It has a 3-letter acronym beginning with P on it. Like that is a carcinogen.
Oh, PCV, yeah.
And it is real. It's nasty stuff there. And when they catch on fire, the fire department, when they see a transformer fire, they roll up, putting on their air masks before they get out.
Yeah, it's extremely volatile.
Yeah, and it's extremely toxic. Soapstone, yes, soapstone for marking where you're cutting on a torch and stuff, and also it makes soapstone sheet. You get a sheet of soapstone you can use for heaters for radiating the heat and stuff.
Come on, your grandma didn't have a soapstone sink in the basement? Well, I did. I grew up with one.
No, my grandmother had a concrete two-thing sink in the laundry room that weighs about 300 pounds.
Yeah, ours was actually, I was told it was soapstone, not concrete, because it wasn't hard like concrete. You could actually gouge it.
Yeah. Okay, let me go pull this down. I know what he's talking about now. Hang on here. Yeah, those are cool too. So stove images. I'm going to find the one that shows the stone on it. This one here. Come on. There we go. Share. So this one over here, you can see the 6 pieces of soapstone on the side. And there's one there with soapstone on the side. You can get some other ones where they're practically entirely made out of soapstone, but the firebox is still steel to keep it from, it'll radiate into the soapstone, heat the stone up so it radiates heat all night long after the fire goes out. Yeah, there's a lot of soapstone ones that are really cool.
Thermal mass. It's like I do in the cabin.
Yeah,
it's a little stove, but I got a couple pieces of 1/2-inch plate. I got a bunch of granite slabs, and I just lay them on top. And the fire will go out, and 2 hours later, they're still putting off enough heat to keep me from having to get up and light the fire again.
Yeah, yeah. So if you get the, thing is, some of the more modern ones have thin sheets of soapstone on the outside. You get a real older one. I mean, you're looking at 1.5 to 2 inches of soapstone on it, and that thing heats up during the daytime as you cook it. You cook breakfast, you cook lunch. If it's wintertime, you have fire going all the time. And at night, you stock it up and you damper it down, and the soapstone keeps radiating heat all night long. Even if the fire goes out, it'll keep radiating heat for a couple of hours. Yeah. Yes. Sand is something else that a lot of people they'll use. They'll make a pocket weld on the side of a pocket and fill it full of sand as well. But fire on the homestead, I just touched on some of the things for doing fire and stuff. Going back 2 weeks ago on Gray Man Prepping, we were talking about alternative or emergency backup lighting, oil lamps. Yeah. Oil lamps, candles. There's more uses for fire, making fire, reasons to make it.
Weed burners, they'll give you light. A little heavy on the fuel usage.
There's and the one thing I didn't mention was, of course, when we find the one of these that is actually set up for it. These are all look like heat ones, so let me change that to a all right, here we go. Got several more things. A bunch more things for fire. I want to pick up one of these ones up here, but those are ads. So, here we go. Cooking. There's cooking there.
Yeah, where's Tammy? She's got one.
Outdoor cooking. All sorts of cool things for outdoor cooking.
I love watching those videos where, look, I made a stove out of cinder blocks. Yeah, you're gonna blow stuff. It's gonna break.
Unless you can keep it totally dry.
Right. Unless you did like I did years ago, and I still have a pile of them here. I bought a bunch of the fire brick inserts for like a wood stove. They're like what are they, 1x4x9 or something?
Yeah.
They're all standard size for redoing the insides of your stoves, but you use those, you can make like a temporary stove heater light source, if you will. If it's, you leave it open in the front, you'll get some light out of it, but not a lot.
Yeah. Of course, the a type of a rocket stove, little metal cook stoves, bigger stoves that you can boil water aren't meant for cooking, but meant for heating, but you can just put hot pans of water on there to get them hot. It's got an oven on there, but it's a solid plate top on those type. I've looked at some of those.
You get some adapters for wood stove where the back or the sides are actually a tank.
Yeah.
You can fill it with water. Does two things. One, as it boils, it lets the steam, a little steam come out to keep the humidity up in your house so it doesn't turn into a tinderbox.
Yeah.
And then you have a spigot on it where you can get hot water out of it, and it's potable.
And
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So you got some of the tanks in the back wrapped around there. Bunch of different ones there.
Big wood stove. Holy crap.
That's two. That's two stoves.
Oh.
I thought it was one at first when it was small. No, that's two stoves.
Jeez, what gorilla? What herd of gorillas moved that in the house for you?
See, here's when it fits on around the stovepipe.
Yep.
One that just straps to the side.
I thought about one for my wood stove in the cabin. I'm like, no, I can't afford to get that thing that hot to boil water. It would run me out of the cabin before the water got to 90 degrees.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of adapters for little homemade things, for getting hot water. A little high in the flames there personally, but where's that one? I just go back that one that I just saw. There it is. This is, you have a small enough stove on it, and you have enough pipe on it so it takes all the heat off and run the copper coil up the flue pipe. You're going to get more heat, and you can trap it in there. But yeah, there are. And that's how small, and that's a 5-gallon bucket there. So that's about the size of those are. But yeah.
That's pretty much what I did at the cabin with a 55-gallon drum and a bunch of copper tubes running my campfire.
Yeah. I have some videos back a couple years back before I got the natural gas furnace installed here, where I'd have, 3 big pots of water sitting on the wood stove I have in the living room. And then I had those little fans that are, convert heat to electricity.
Right.
And circulate the air to blow the moist air around the house.
They don't convert heat to electric. They convert heat to mechanical motion. Look it up. It doesn't make electricity to run the fan. It's the heat that makes it run. I forget the name of it. I know the fans. You can buy them at the tractor
supply. You got the 2 little wafers in there, and it has the electrical wires coming off to power the fan.
That's a different one then.
Yeah, those are the ones I got.
They had, long before they had electric fans, it was the fan that's powered by the heat. It's a piezo electric, but that's not electric. It's something else.
Yeah,
it's like a Stirling motor or something in there.
But yeah, there's so for your house, if you're looking at whatever type of wood stove you're getting. I guess it's supposed to be highlighting what
it's like a spigot.
Hose bib spigot there is for it. Yeah, there are a lot of here's one that's almost like
that's just a tank of water on top of a firebox.
Yeah. So he'll heat the basement and give you hot water.
Not a lot, but it'll give you some hot water.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't take a shower this way, you take a bath. And so let's go ahead and drop that down on this. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of reasons to have fire on the homestead. Now, a lot of people are going like, will be thinking, I don't know how to do metalworking and stuff. Well, that's a skill. Working a forge is a fun skill. It's hot, it's sweaty, but it's fun.
Uncle Richard wants to do that.
The first time you shape your first piece of metal or you repair a shovel or a hoe in a forge, the feeling is amazing. Cast iron is excellent for a stove. We had, in the 2 years we lived in Fredonia, Arizona, on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, 7,000 plus feet elevation, where we got snow, a good amount of snow during the wintertime, even though it's a desert. We had a cast iron potbelly stove, and it was in the dining room. The stovepipe went up, went through a wall into the one bedroom, went in about a foot, turned, went about a foot through the wall into the other bedroom, about a foot, turned, and went up the stovepipe to go out. That kept it decently warm. The only thing we had to do was the bathroom at the end of the hallway.
No heat.
So we got one of those little pedestal fans that you put about 5 feet, and we'd turn it on about a half hour before the first person was going to take a shower. And it would blow the hot air down into the bathroom there and the cold air back out across the floor. And yeah, by the time we got in there, it was like whoever took shower first had the coldest room. And the person who took shower last may have had cold water to shower in. So you want to be right in the middle.
But a lot of steam because the room was so cold and the water was so hot. Yeah.
Yeah. And in between, as soon as they opened the door, all that, it brings the steam, the moisture back out and help humiditize the house. And then we always kept a pot of water. They had two. Let's see.
Tammy heard us talking about her. She's here.
Hey, Tammy. Yeah, we were just talking about
your wood stove for the kitchen.
Wood stoves.
Yes. Show that big one with the woman standing there. We thought it was one stove.
At first it was like one stove. But let me hang on here. Let's see if I can find this one. See if I can find one. Aha. Okay, I'm looking for see if I find the exact one we had here. Yeah, these are all a little bit different, but they're similar, kind of similar. No, it's more like this one here. Let me bring it up. This is, except that it was wider on the top. It had a bigger top. It didn't have a shape like that on it, but it had a find one of these here. It had two. Like this one here has one plate you can remove. The other one had two plates and a weird hourglass thing in between. So you could take all three pieces off. You could put like a roasting pan on it and get fire for all of it. But yeah, anyways, that's what we had to heat the house up there. And it did the job. All cast iron. And my cousins were after we moved back to California, my cousins were running around down in the barn and knocked it over and broke one of the legs on it. And we never thought we would need it. I wish I had that sucker here now. Because that sucker, I'd have it out in the shop out there. And
you ain't welding cast iron back together. You can, but it doesn't work very well.
Yeah, you got to do a bunch of grinding for.
You do a lot of stuff to
and
weld cast iron.
You got to make sure you have a fire pit going with a lot of coals in it, and you heat the pieces up, oxyacetylene welded with brazing rod back together. Take it immediately and drop it in the coals, and and cover it up, and then let it slowly cool down so it doesn't crack again on you. When I learned that when I was in shop in Fredonia High School for my senior year, I became pretty good at fixing cast iron crap. And Tammy says she loves her wood stoves.
We know. That's why we're talking about you.
But yeah, whoop, lost my earpiece here. So yeah, whether it's having a forge and making a working on horseshoes or other metal things, putting stuff together, or like my son wants to build here, knife, pane, forge. See if I got. There we go. My son wants to make a forge like this, a propane one, or more appropriately like that, similar to what they have on Forged and Fire, where it's got the bricks and stuff in there. He wants to build one of those so he can practice his knife making skills he learned at scout camp. He was the only one who was using the forge up there for 3 years in a row. Yeah. Hardly anyone else do it. And the first year he did it, the person, the scout that was assigned to it, that was working, an older scout that was working at camp, goes, I used it once 8 years ago when I was the first scout, and I don't know how to do it anymore. He goes, no problem. And he fired it up and got it going. He was making stuff. And, the camp director came over. He goes, cool, you got it working. Then he told the camp director, hey, you need to watch Forged in Fire.
Yeah.
The TV show.
That's a Richard watches. Richard can do some stuff. He just doesn't have the setup for it right now. His dad did. He's working on getting it back up to his place. Yeah, the forge that my dad had was about 30 inches square on the top, and had a hand crank in the back, and it sucked air and it blew it up from the bottom. It was a big steel bowl that was lined with pieces of firebox brick. Fire brick, yep. Yeah, and so it blew up through the bottom, and he had several layers, and they kept having to replace some of the layers of metal grate because it would melt one before it get to the final one. He'd pull them out and put some others in there that he'd make, and it was he'd be out there cranking it up and shaping shoes, and for his horses that he would go out and shoe people for, he would make a pattern of front right, front left, rear right, rear left, and have the horse's name on it. And he had a box full of these. And he'd get a call from someone, so he'd get out and he would shape it to the pattern and take the pattern with him when we went out there, and more cardboard. And if he had to do any tweaking to it, he would write in pencil on the cardboard, this in 1/16 of an inch, this went out, or spread it out a little bit. As the horse got older, it would spread out a little bit. And that's, it saves so much time to pre-do stuff at home, take the shoes out there, use the little itty bitty bowl one to heat it up if you needed to move it around, or use the acetylene torch on it to heat it up, to tweak it, to make it fit the horse's hoof. I didn't know this was a thing until I was at a friend's house that he had a horse farming at, and the farrier was there doing stuff. And I'm like, are those horseshoes made of aluminum? He went, yes, they are. Oof. Yeah, they were for special things. I think horses that needed special care. So I don't know, but yeah, he said heating that stuff up, there is no glow. It's either soft to pound or it just turns to liquid. It's one of the other. It goes blue on you, yeah. Heated.
Okay. Let me try it a different way here. Because I see stuff in the comment. I want to put this up real.
I knew there was a farm. I used to, not a farm, it was like a small house with a little barn in the back. I used to drive by out in Virginia all the time to go to a customer. And he had a pile of horseshoes next to the barn that was as big as a school bus.
Yeah.
Used ones because they were used. So he'd pull them off. He just threw them in a pile. I guess sooner or later he was going to take it to the scrap yard, but there must have been 100 tons of horseshoes there.
Yeah. Well, things with the horseshoes, you get several of them together, and they made, on Fortune Fire, they made knives out of horseshoes.
Oh,
they had
sure.
to heat it up, straighten them out, layer them together.
You got to harden it though, because the horseshoe metal is a soft steel.
Yeah, but they used the soft steel to fold it and stuff, and make it layered and stuff, and then they start hardening it. But yeah, here we go. So the fire here, they show, and so the floor would be up on little pedestals, and they would heat it there. Another version of it is this one here, where they build the fire, and it's this bench gets warmed up from the firebox over here on the right, would heat it up. They have them where outside the house, they have the fire outside the house, and have the flue pipe going along. Let's see if I can get bigger. There we go, bigger one. So Roman one, where they'd have the hot, the fire would heat the area underneath the Roman baths. But yeah, there's a bunch of different ones here. I'm trying to find some of the good ones here that are. Here's another one where the heat goes out, back, and then up the chimney.
Yeah, so, that's a thermal mass heater. That's what that is.
Yeah. So they got different ones and stuff, and some of them you can cook on. Like they got the cook stove there, but they got all the thermal mass here and heated area to do it. So yeah, fire on the homestead, for repairing things, working the land, clearing the land of brush and stuff, and turning it into biochar for and carbon into the soil. There's a lot of things to do on it. So, well, I think anybody have any other ideas there in the side chat? If I missed something, I didn't comment about it. Yeah.
What, making fire, or just talking about fireplaces and cooking and water?
Uses for fire on the homestead. Oh, and of course, there is the one that's behind us here. That is the
campfire.
I'm going to take us both down for a second, okay? The Dutch oven fire pits. So yeah.
Okay, CR, you're fired.
Oh, you're fired. Oh, you're fired too.
See what I did there? Yeah, what did the pottery worker say to the bowl? You're fired.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. We're not going to go into the puns. We're not going to go into the puns. But
Howie said he built a rocket stove today. Sweet.
Cool.
You better post that. I want to see it.
Yeah. The other thing we didn't talk about was torches, as far as tiki style torches with citronella oil in them.
You can make them out of well cleaned out brake fluid cans, if you can find the old ones that have the tapered neck on it with the thing. Mm-hmm. Clean them out. You can put some kerosene in there. Stuff one of those fat wicks in there. Just leave it sticking out enough. Put it in a holder and light it up. And there you go. Just make a cap for it so it doesn't evaporate out while you're not using it.
They just used the original metal cap for it. Just,
Well, yeah, you just got to make sure you can get the wick back out. You don't want to stuff it in there because you ain't getting it out without a pair of hemostat clamps.
What you do is on the wick, you run a wire, like a number 12 copper wire down the wick, and make it spiral on the bottom of it. And that way you can push it down in a little bit, and it won't flop around. It'll just go down enough. You put the cap on it, pull it off, needle those pliers, you pull it right back out.
Yeah, there you go. Those cans are hard to find. You got to buy brake fluid to get an empty can. Go figure.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. We'll watch that one.
Check something here real quick here. Okay. Coming up here tomorrow on my other channel, Gray Man Prepping, Mark and I are going to be both over on Shadow Scout Swede at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
I should be there about on time. I got to run my car to emissions. I got to run up to a buddy's house and see if my work computer works on his system so my wife can get me out of the house a couple days a week, that she's home and can get some peace and quiet. And I got to pick up some 2x10s, probably 3 of them, and make a long shallow ramp for my aging dog to get back up onto the deck.
Yeah, I understand. But you will be there for most of it.
Oh yeah, I can always run to Lowe's on Sunday, but
yeah. So tomorrow, Shadow Scouts Swede is topic is build your skill bank, and we're going to talk about all sorts of skills that you can learn, some that you should learn, and a couple that you absolutely need to learn. First aid. Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, whatever.
Then at 8 p.m. Eastern time on my channel, I'll be streaming Shadow Scouts to my channel as well, so you can see it on my channel as well. And then I'll be doing the exploring the events, after whatever happens. What are your plans? And it's after the Long Valley caldera erupts, and going to be giving you out information that most people do not know.
Ooh, here's an idea for the next. What are you going to do when the sun goes supernova? What are you going to do?
No. Micronova. Micronova will still survive. Supernova, no.
Okay.
Most of the planets, goodbye. Micronova.
We go micronova. You ain't going to survive long either, so it doesn't really matter.
No, the sun has gone micronova a bunch of times.
Over the past 18 trillion years. Yeah, whatever.
No. Every 12,000 years.
Okay.
It's not that big. All it does is they know from the isotopes that come off the sun and hit the earth, there's only one place they're formed, in a sun. So, but yeah, so after the Long Valley caldera erupts, what are your plans? Monday, back here on Camppatton Family Compound, Tammy, Mark, and I will be talking about canning breakfast. So you're all welcome to come and make suggestions, ask questions. Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping, biggest prepper failure. And Thursday is the midnight ride on Gray Man Prepping. Then next Friday here, top 5 must-have tools for woodworking. Of course, everybody's going to have their opinion what the top 5 are, and we'll cover everybody's opinion of what the top 5 are. All right. And it's a soil bank. Yes, good. Stellar.
Said, CR, you're too bright to be here.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you on one of the 2 live streams tomorrow, and then again on Monday. All right. So take care, and we'll see you around.
Have a good night.
And now we'll see.